Now hear me out. Vampires. But they're lesbians. Carmilla, the strangest book that I am also convinced is written by a time traveler. Carmilla follows the story of a young girl who grows up in Eastern Europe somewhere and finds a girl named Carmilla, who seems a lot older than she actually is and acts quite strange. And yeah, she's a vampire, I'm sure you figured it out. A lot of the charm of this book's plot is kind of spoiled by time and the fact that we already know going into this book it's about a vampire. But it's still entertaining regardless of that. The book is quite short and is also very accessibly written, which makes it a great introduction to classic literature, especially given how fun the subject matter is. And as a piece of horror, it can be quite effective at times. There's some weird imagery in this book that is genuinely quite unnerving if you picture it. I do love this book, but it does have some flaws. I think the characters, other than Carmilla, are a little one-dimensional, as the book mainly exists to study this one character. As well, it is short, which is nice considering how many 10-hour-long audiobooks I've suffered through, but it just never really gets going in the way I was hoping. This book isn't as thrilling as I was expecting. Bonus points is this book also includes almost no racism, outside of some strangeness regarding the customs and spirituality of the locals. The one thing you might know about this piece of literature is it was the inspiration for Dracula. And I want to warn you, if that's what you're going into this expecting, don't. Carmilla is a very different beast, both as a piece of work and the character itself is a very different kind of beast. Solid and memorable, even if paradoxically quite forgotten. I really enjoyed this. 7 out of 10. Before I close out this review, I would like to explain a little bit of what I mentioned at the beginning. A lot of people associate this book with queerness and a lot of progressive themes, and while certainly I cannot deny that those themes are here, if you're going into this book expecting something openly lesbian, obviously you're not going to receive that. But there are hints, and the hints are quite heavy-handed sometimes. And would I consider this a piece of queer literature? A little bit, yeah. Thank you for listening to my very rambly review. If you'd like to do the YouTube stuff, that's just a bonus. And I'll see you next time.